Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video I'm doing a review of the Tekukor, hope I pronounced that right, doc grid notebook. I did keep the little label that came off the front of it. It's spelled like this, Tekukor. So if you want to look it up, that's what you need to Google. So this one is 160 GSM, which is the main reason why I wanted this notebook, because that is super thick paper and that's quite hard to find, like one that's not as prone to ghosting and bleed through. And combined with that, it has bright white paper, as you can see, not like a gross yellow that a lot of doc grid notebooks have. It is also quite chunky and heavy. It is probably about 1 inch thick. Look how many pages there are, heaps. And it does have this elastic band to keep things closed if you want to wrap that around. I just took it off because I'm filming this one-handed. There's nothing printed on the spine, but you do have this little gold foil leaf thing on the front. And the overall style of this really did remind me of the Archer and Olive. So if you wanted to compare the two, I'll include the link to my review of the Archer and Olive down below. And the details for this notebook, like the size and all that sort of stuff, will be linked below as well. So it has 3 ribbon bookmarks, which are all different colours, which I really like that. And how it's sort of like still coordinating, you know, the yellow with the gold. Let's have a look at the inside. This belongs to page. I don't have a lot of natural light today, so that's why there is kind of like a shadow, because I'm using a light, not like natural light. So the pages are bright white, as you can see. Very nice bright white. 5mm doc grid spacing, which is pretty typical for doc grid notebooks. The pages are laying flat on their own. I'm not anywhere near like the middle of the book. If I flick somewhere else, push the pages down, they lay relatively flat. The other thing you can do with doc grid notebooks is turn it over like this, and if you pull the pages back, I think people call it breaking the spine. I kind of just call it like flattening it, but anyway. See how it's laying flat? So if you do that, they will lay flat, and I'm not even anywhere near the middle of the book either, which is good. There is a bit of space down the bottom here, which I quite like because they put the page number down there. So it really drives me nuts when some doc grid notebooks have the page numbers like within the doc grid. That really irritates me, because then once you do your like design or you write over the top of it, you can't see the page number. So I think it's much more logical to include it below like this notebook has. So really happy with that. So many pages in here. Let's have a look at the page count. Probably about 200. What are we at? 192. That's pretty generous page count. And there's also this pocket folder at the back as well, which is super roomy, as you can see. You can fit a lot of stickers and sticky notes, etc. in there. And I like that it has this design. It's not that matches the front leaf. It's not just like a plain black white like some do. I feel like it's just a nice little extra touch. Now, the thing that you're probably most wanting to see, and why you're probably watching this video, is the pen test. So I probably should have used a bookmark to flag the page that I did it on, but I have done a pen test, and I think you will be pleasantly impressed with it. So we have the ballpoint, fine tip, gel pens, stamps, highlighters, etc. All the usual ones. If you follow me, you'll know I use these same pens every time in order to do a like-for-like comparison. So, first things first, erasing the friction erasable highlighters and pens, no problems at all, super smooth paper. However, it didn't kind of fully erase. As you can see, there's still like a bit of a shadow there, which is quite disappointing, because I pretty much exclusively only use erasable pens when I do bullet journaling and in doc grid notebooks, just because I find it so much neater to be able to erase things. So I was a little disappointed that there is like this sort of shadow kind of remnants of it. However, if you turn the page over, there is no ghosting, which is great, except for a little bit for the maybe stamps, highlighters down here. I'm not really seeing any ghosting, nothing for even the thick marker pens, which will usually show through. Nothing, so that's really good. As you can see, maybe a little bit there for one of the thicker marker pens, but I'm pretty impressed with this paper. 160 GSM is thick, and typically there won't be any ghosting or bleed through. But sometimes between different brands, even though they'll say 160, there might still be a little bit. So I do still like to do a pen test and check. So yeah, pretty impressed with this one. Overall, I quite like this notebook. Love the bright white paper. 3 ribbon bookmarks is always great. So many pages. 5mm doc grid spacing. Pages lay flat on their own. Thick paper, not really prone to ghosting or bleed through. A nice cover. I do think they should come out with some more cover options. This was the only cover design that I could find, or maybe the only one that would ship to Australia. So if they came out with some more cover designs, that would be even better. The back is just the same as the front, by the way. Has an elastic band as well. So Overall, I'm quite impressed with this notebook. I can't really find any faults with it. I would definitely recommend, and I do think it is an affordable alternative to the Archer and Olive as well if you're looking for one. So I hope you found this review helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. The button is down below. I usually post a couple of planner review and bullet journal notebook reviews each week. See you in the next one.